Boutique. A luxurious multi-floor clothing store lit with soft golden lighting filled with racks of high-end clothing, designer dresses, and subtle background music playing. Staff members were walking around, attending customers politely. In the middle of this sophisticated store, you were moving hastily between the aisles. It's been a week since you joined this famous clothing store, and within a week, you won the hearts of staff members and manager. While you were adjusting some designer dresses on racks, the glass door of the clothing store opened with soft chime. You turned your head to see a well dressed lady in her 30s entering in, followed by a small, grumpy looking boy, maybe 7 or 8 years old, who was dressed in a luxury branded coat with hands shoved into pockets. You walked over to them with a warm smile and bowed politely. Walking towards them, the mother sighed as she spoke to the manager came. He refuses to choose anything. I have been dragging him from store to store. It has been 3 years. I hope he will get something from here. You step forward. Don't worry, ma'am, I will help him out. Your tone was calm, confident, and warm. The mother looked at you with grateful eyes, tired but hopeful. I really hope you can. You smile and walk up to the little boy who was now sitting on a small bench with his arms crossed tightly over his chest and a very visible skull. You gently knelt down in front of him, your eyes twinkling. Hey, why are you so handsome today? Don't you try to fool me. You giggled slightly. No, really, look at you. You have perfect button nose, pointy lips, and such a charming face. The mother chuckled tiredly. The boy didn't smile. Instead, he just looked at you as if he was trying to figure you out. You tilted your head and said with a little mock seriousness, "But there is one thing that I don't like about you." He blinked. What? Your arrogance. You are too stubborn. You are not listening to your mom, even though she has been spending her entire day just to find something nice for you. Hey, it doesn't matter how handsome someone is. If he doesn't have a good heart, no one will care about his face. You said, looking at his face. You noticed that his lips quivered just slightly. There was a shift in his expression. Then, how do I get a good heart? It is already inside you. You just need to start listening to your parents, especially your mom. She is your first teacher, your best friend, and the person who sacrifices her own happiness for yours. Look how she is holding those shirts in her hands in a hope that you will like them. The boy slowly turned to look at his mom, who was still standing patiently a few feet away. Her hair was slightly messy while her eyes were tired, but her hands lovingly holding clothes for him. Suddenly he stood up and walked up to his mom. Mom, I like these clothes in your hands. Let's buy more, he said, holding her mom's hand gently. His mother blinked, stunned. Who, really? He nodded with a smile and walked up to the rack and started picking shirts. You stood up, watching the boy with a smile that hid your own emotions. You too needed someone who could make you happy. His mother walked over to you with tearful eyes. Thank you. I didn't expect you really touch his heart. You smiled, bowing at her. As the boy chose the clothes, his mother paid the bill and tried to offer you a tip, discreetly sliding it towards you, but you stepped back and shook your head. There is no tip for kindness, ma'am. It was my player. His mother bowed at you, your heart warmed up. You knelt down and pat boy's shoulder. Grow up well, okay? With a good heart. He nodded, then without a word he took out a small sticker from his pocket, a tiny cartoon bear, and sticked it on your apron before walking away. That is for you. As they left, your manager, a kind elderly lady in her late 60s with soft silver hair in a neat bun and glasses perched on her nose, walked over with a smile. You are a gift, why ain't she? It was not just service. You turned to her without while bowing respectfully with a gentle smile. Thank you, Manager Nim. You never talk much about your past job. Why did you leave your first one? The question landed heavily. Your smile faltered for a brief second, and your hands resting on the counter trembled slightly. Personal reason, Miss Nim, the manager said kindly. You always shrug it off with personal reasons, dear. Your eyes were little glassy. Excuse me, I will be right back. I need to use the restroom. You said politely and walked quietly away. As you reached the bathroom, you pushed open the bathroom door and walked in. You looked at your reflection in the mirror while leaning against the wall, breathing heavily, then, like a dam breaking, tears began to fall. Meanwhile, back in the store, the manager was standing near the entrance checking a rack. Just then, a tall older woman dressed in a luxury pearl necklace, fur coat, and heels clicking walked into the store like she owned it. Her aura was intimidating and elegant. The manager quickly straightened up and bowed respectfully. Oh, madam, you here? Please welcome. The elderly woman removed her sunglasses. Is Liwayan working today? Smiling. Yes, she just stepped out to the restroom. Shall I? Before she could finish, you stepped out of the hallway. But as soon as your gaze fell on the elderly woman, your eyes widened, her eyes narrowed into glare. Come with me, she commanded coldly, as if you were her own her lump sum amount money. You didn't speak, your shoulders drooped, and you slowly nodded as you didn't want to create any scene in front of your manager. Your head lowered and you followed the woman outside. Inside a long black luxury car, you sat quietly beside woman, your eyes fixed on your trembling hands. Driver, Hotel Juhyun, private lounge, she said in a stern voice. The silence inside the car was suffocating. After a while, the driver stopped the car in front of the hotel's grand doors. An elderly woman stepped out the car. While you were still sitting there like a statue, lost in your own thoughts, she sighed and peeked inside the car. Do you need any invitation to get out of the car? She said sternly, making you flinch. You quickly got down the car and followed her to the entrance. The elderly woman threw her handbag on the table with a loud thud and then she turned around sharply towards you as you take a seat in front of her. Why won't you leave my son alone? What is your problem? She almost yelled, not caring that the hotel was crowded with people. You flinch. I already left him. Then why does he come? No. Why he calls out your name? Why he's not doing his work properly now? Few people turned around to look at both of you. The waiters looked at her shocked, but no one had enough courage to tell her to speak quiet, as they already knew who was she. You blink rapidly. I have not seen him in 2 weeks. I resigned from the job. I blocked him, everything. Your vision blurred. Then suddenly she reached into her purse. Take this, take it and stay away for good this time. Don't you contact my son. The humiliation was sharp, your tears began to fall freely now. Do you think this is about money? I like him purely, deeply. Elderly woman glared at you. I don't care. You just stay away from my son. She glared one last time before turning to her heel and walking out of the lounge, tears rolled down from your eyes. The elderly woman was Miss Jeon Jungkook's mother, who was your previous boss. You worked in his company and then you both fell for each other. But unfortunately, his mother get to know about that. She called you. She threatened you to stay away from her son as she doesn't want a poor girl like you to be a wife of his son. She also told you Jungkook is already engaged to his cousin Martha. It shattered your heart and eventually, feeling humiliated, you understood that you were not made for him. He belonged to a rich family and you were just his ordinary secretary who was not supposed to enter his beautiful world. As Mrs. June left, you started to cry heavily like a small kid. Time skipped at night. You were laying curled up in your small one apartment room. The city light seeped in through the curtains, painting your pale face with streaks of blue and orange. Suddenly, your phone vibrated. You grabbed it from the side table to see an unknown number. You clicked on the message and your hands began to tremble. It had written, "Why did you left me like this, Ryan? I miss you every night, every second. Please talk to me just once. I can't live without you. I can't." "You don't deserve a poor girl like me. You deserve better," you mutter yourself with. You then press the block button and throw the phone on the bed and clutch your chest, sobbing into your pillow, just like every other night since you walked away from him. The next morning, the store opened like usual. Staff walked in, fixing displays. You tied your apron while your eyes were tired and swollen as you were trying to mask your emotions. Suddenly, the manager walked over with a clipboard, looking half nervous. "Attention, please, be prepared because the store has been purchased." Everyone became shocked. "Sold?" "Yes, a businessman came forward last night with an offer we couldn't refuse. He is rich, like really rich. He is arriving." "But manager name, why would you sell it so suddenly?" Manager sighed and then smiled. "Because he can buy anything and we couldn't say no." Everyone was not that much worried because they were not going to lose the job, so in this case they didn't care who the manager was. After an hour, the glass doors of the store opened wide and black luxury cars rolled to a stop outside. Security men stepped out first, then a tall man in an expensive black suit emerged, commanding presence. Perfectly styled him. It was Jungkook, the CEO of biggest company in South Korea and the man you were running from. The entire store staff froze. The manager bowed at Jungkook, but his eyes, they searched, scanned, and locked on. It was you, only you, for whom he bought the entire store. You stood there frozen while your eyes were wide, the breath left your lungs. Jungkook walked past the staff and signed the final ownership document. Everyone clapped politely, but his eyes, they stayed on you. You blinked rapidly and turned away, rushing down the hallway towards the staff restroom while heart racing and vision blurry. Jungkook, voice trembling. "Answer me that why did you resign from my company without a word? Why did you reject my proposal?" He said. You looked up into his starry eyes, the same ones you adored. You blinked hard and whispered, "You, why did you buy this store?" He took a deep breath. "Because I can't see you working under someone else." "I will resign again. I will buy every store in Seoul, then I will buy everything building." But your heart was breaking all over again. You shoved him back with trembling hands, your tears falling freely now. Instead of replying, you ran away. Jungkook leaned against the wall, tears falling, escaping his eyes. "Why, and why?" he muttered to himself. The next morning, you were walking towards counter. Your apron was tied neatly while your hair was softly curled behind your ears, but your face was pale. Every breath felt heavy. Suddenly, a soft chime echoed as the manager announced, "Everyone, 1 hour lunch break." The staff began to scatter, laughing and chatting as they left. You didn't go, instead, you began folding a shirt on display when a shadow loomed behind you. You gasped. "Ah!" Your voice barely above a whisper. "I won't go, not until you tell me the truth." Say it, Ryan. Why did you leave me? Your eyes filled with panic. You gasped and tongue moved before your mind could stop it. Because your mother told me to stay away from you. Words slipped from your mouth without any realization. Jungkook was standing still with eyes wide and heart sinking. What did you just say? He asked, whispering. You didn't say anything, neither you looked up into his eyes. He understood the matter. He stepped back and without any word, he turned away and walked off. You stood there alone, your eyes filled with tears, regret pooling in your throat. On the other hand, Jungkook stormed into the mansion. He collapsed onto the living room couch, no longer the cold CEO, no longer the confident man, just a heartbroken son. He gripped his hair, his eyes were red, and his voice finally cracked. His mother came and sat on the couch in front of him. Jungkook looked up at her and started to sob heavily. His mother got worried seeing him like that. She left me because of you, Mom. She said you told her to stay away. His mother looked down at the floor, not able to make eye contact with her son. I like her, Mom. I searched for her everywhere. I bought a store just to be near her. Mrs. Jones stood up from the couch and knelt down beside him and took his face in her hands, wiping away his tears. I never thought you would cry like this for someone. I just wanted to marry a rich girl, but seeing her grown up son, who never showed his emotion to her, crying like that irked her heart. She stared at him, then she sighed and stood up. Get in the car. Jungkook looked at her confused. No one has right to make you cry like that. We are going to Wyan right now. On the other hand, you were adjusting a mannequin near the window when you saw Mrs. Jeon entering in the store, while Jungkook walking behind her. I am sorry, Wyan. I was wrong. My son liked you a lot. I am sorry for being so rude to you. I am sorry. I lied to you that he is already engaged with Martha. Please accept his heart. Silence. Your lips parted, stunned with heart pounding. Jungkook stepped forward. Please accept my heart, Mayan. You stare at them both, overwhelmed, stunned, trembling. Then your lips curled into the softest smile. Your eyes glimmering, and suddenly you smiled. Yes, I accept your heart. Jungkook closed his eyes as tears fell down from his cheeks again, but this time they were not tears of pain. Maybe love is not just about staying, sometimes it is about walking away until the world is ready to hold you both, and today it finally is. If you have some unique requests, do let me know in comments.